Now, here we are to talk about my interpretation of the works of Mary Cassatt. Uh, just because it's very biographical, a lot of this is just my speculation, and I'm sure there's other artists who can tell you more. So, Mary was born to bankers in the 1840s. Affluent family, moved to France. So she's French American, got all the baccalaureates, all the prestige, all the privilege, coupon baguettes or whatever. But the key elements to this is that her father's made her his money through shipping, and she also understands industry. She understands work, and in many ways is being totally ignored in the impressionist movement because she became a suffragette. We'll get to that towards the end, but ultimately that's why you won't have heard much about her. Probably the one who also did a lot in terms of art to show women as more than just objects, to show women have some sense of agency in their lives. I mean, Cézanne, Monet, they were all happy doing the scenery of Impressionism, the vividity of colours and scenery, and oh, you're wonderful. Oh, look at the arch. Oh, look at the name. We all know you're looking at boobs. But Mary really came to the front because she did something they didn't. She actually painted working women. She painted casual women. She painted women in the everyday. And that is not a depiction that you got in print, in media, or in life at that time. She really did. And she also just showed men in a very marginal, secondary sort of character. I'll give you examples of the ones that aren't in here, then I'll show you the ones that I mean, then we'll wrap it up, call it a day. Boom. There's one she does of her called The Groom. Now, the groom is facing his back to you. It's her sister Lydia. Lydia and a small child, another cousin's kid, is at the front, riding the reins, literally holding the reins of this wedding carriage. The bride is holding the reins of this wedding carriage, riding it to the wedding, while the bloke, what you can see of him is just basically this. Just nothing. Just absolutely nothing. Just that sort of shoulders there. Just gone. Absolutely nothing to contribute to the situation. That is the key word. Nothing to contribute. There's another one where you get men very much in the background. The lounge is one where you're watching a woman, very refined woman, well dressed, watching the theatre, kind of aware of you, but mainly watching the theatre with her spectacles there. Meanwhile, in the far background, there's a man. There's a man watching her. She is a woman of agency watching the show. He is a man of voyeurism, but yet she is empowered. He is just a voyeur, and who are we, the people looking at it? There you go. There's the meta. There's the stuff that I wanted to show you in here. There's also an element where the Impressionist movement was running out of cash. France was finding it passé. Cézanne and Degas and the rest of them, sorry, they're just basically sitting around going like, oh yeah, it's good run, I don't know. Oh, I'm a victim of toxic masculinity and boobs and water lilies. No, Mary Cassatt got them work. She ended up basically, these are three road comedians who've just basically sat there with their thumb up their arse and male entitlement. She's turning around going, look guys, I got us a show in Cincinnati. We're going to get there. It's going to be great. Then we got Mississippi, and then we got Sweet Home Chicago. Yeah. We're going to make some money. Now get to Ireland. Right? That is the ethic that you see with Mary Cassatt. And you can see it in some of her work here. And it's from the start. Now this one, for example, is a classic painting of hers. I love it. Just for the fact that, yes, there's the blue. Oh, I've bought shirts like that. There's the twinning in the sense the dog is just docile. That could be man, frankly. Boy dog. And the girl who's been told to like stand there and be painted and stuff, and it just doesn't want to be there. So you just got that awkward child pose, that fitfulness, but that animated boredom of a child. Just give me stuff. Right, that a frustrating entitlement that you can sometimes find with them. I love it. You never see it like this. All kids have got to be beatific, some ethereal beings. But anyone who's actually dealing with human beings understands that's not how it works. Here's another one that's classic because again, she shows her attention. Here's the original tea set. there it is here. Now, you can just see that the woman side facing us had just said something that's really just pointless, some vague way to apologist for some son in her life, whereas the other lady drinking that coffee, you know that there's one word behind that coffee cup, and that word is quite. You know, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. And finally, I just want to show a picture of Mary's mother because it says so much issue here. Women reading. She painted women reading a lot. The reason is, again, women were not encouraged. They were not encouraged. Actively discouraged is the same as not encouraged in my book, but I have to allow for some caveats there. The women as roles of teachers, the women as roles of nurturers, not in some beatific redemption tour, but as actual empowerment, were a key aspect to Mary Cassatt's work. Even towards the end, this is why she was asked to make a painting from a massive women's institute about women and art and science. Now, unfortunately, she got the proportions wrong, and when it went up on the ceiling, no one could really see the intricacies of what she did. And that's where the rumours about women not being able to judge distances came in. Ha ha. Her activism, her contribution, and her agency also maligned because she never had kids herself. She was actually looking after her mother for most of the time. And I do suspect from some of the readings that she had long-term female companions who would work with her and assist her on her projects, thus rendering job probably further more unlikely. And just Manny's headache, I feel, was the general gist of her stuff. No one bought her stuff after she became an activist. Even her print working did help towards her later life. She mastered the arts of Japanese block printing and again focused on the romance and the aesthetic of the everyday. Women doing the everyday, but the point is doing. The point is agency. I'm greatly appreciative of getting to see the film, an opportunity to see a different perspective than anything I've considered before. So therefore, that's a win for art, even almost 200 years down the line. So if you do get a chance, do go and check out Painting the Modern Woman by Mary Cassatt, and do just check out her work. It's very easy. Look, there's even a children's book. Okay. Thank you. Next one, Vermeer.